My name shall remain a secret for now, but you can refer to me as Wanda X. For over 20 years, I have been studying footage shot by the Sanders family. Obviously, when Greg's video was leaked, everyone learned about the mysterious fruit that seems to end lives with no real explanation. Then his brother Chuck became well known because I uploaded his footage. That is correct. I was there. I followed Chuck and made sure that this story would continue. It was tragic to see him take his own life, but there is a force here that no one is ready to deal with.
When Chuck passed away, I went to the funeral, and it was open casket. I don't know how to explain this, but it was not his body. I just kept my mouth shut, and I don't even like talking about it now.
What has remained hidden from the public since 1996 is a tape featuring Greg and Chuck's father, Jacob. He was a security guard at the time, and if I have learned anything, this is the true beginning of Vermin and his demonic fruit.
I need to look up Vermin, the word that was on the mirror. Okay. There's a lot of articles on him about being investigated for suicide murders on his property multiple times. His property is now what we call Huntington Orchard. So he owned that.
Okay, so while going through some documents, I found information that directly contradicts evidence that I personally collected at the scene of the crime. There are these men in black coats that wouldn't even let me get even halfway a good look at Greg's body.
Detective Sanchez, is there a known cause of death?
Both bodies were found with multiple stab wounds. Some wounds on Greg appear to be self-inflicted, although
Did they get into a fight?
we can't tell for sure. I talked about all this on a local special, but when it aired, it was all edited out. It's like someone's trying to keep this information a secret.
If things like this freak you out, or you get sick to your stomach easily, stop watching. Look away. This footage is worse than anything else released involving the Sanders family. I have looked through over 3 hours of footage and decided these clips are what matters. The world needs to see this. The story surrounding the last 5 days is dark and freaky. I think this is only the tip of the iceberg. Something is coming, and this is where it came from.
Hi there. My name is Jacob Sanders. I'm head of security here at Best Traders. We're one of America's largest catalog showrooms. I've worked for this company for, the past 15 years. Pretty much from sundown to sun up. Company's been good to me. It's a fun job. Nights are long, but it pays the bills. And the reason for me bringing my home camcorder tonight is I've seen some things while working this job, seen and heard some things. And we do have a few security cameras around the building and inside, but every time I go through the footage, I don't find anything. So I thought tonight, since it's my last night, would be a good night to walk around, shoot the place, and see if I capture any weird occurrences. This is our headquarters. Warehouse is what it used to be. The downstairs area is used for employee banquets and stuff like that, but there's a lot of now empty rooms and offices, so the entire upstairs really doesn't have power, and most of the floor was getting renovated, but that kind of came to an end when the company filed for bankruptcy back in September. Now, it is a little dark down this hall, but fortunately, I do get a flashlight while I'm on the clock. All right. There's a light switch at the end of the hall. Super convenient, right? There we go. Easy peasy. Got a bathroom. And this room, I believe, was used for storage at one point. You can see there's lockers, some really old equipment, stuff like that. Bookshelf. But, I mean, just take a look at how run down this place is. This is what I'm talking about. Just a pigsty. It's kind of unfortunate, really. Nothing's ever happened in here, though. So. And this room, I actually have no idea what is behind this door. It's locked. It's always been locked. I've never opened it, and I've always been told to stay out. It's a little whack, but every job has weird rules, I suppose. Could have sworn I heard something. We used to have hoops, but they got taken down. I come up here a lot though and practice my dribbling. Well, I don't see anything unusual today. Well, it looks clear up here. I've heard stories of local kids referring to this place as the Freak Building. You know how kids are, though. They see shadows, faces in the windows, they hear things. When I first started this job, I thought it was all a bunch of hoopla, but maybe those teenagers know what they're talking about. So I've seen things. I've heard things. A lot of nights where I feel like I'm not the only one here. Here's one of the many broken windows. so I did a little bit of research. I don't actually live in this town. I commute here. I live 45 minutes away, and I stopped at the library, and I'm just really interested in seeing what I can find out about the history of this place. And I've got some notes here. I found out that this building was built in 1874, so it's pretty damn old. And it was originally owned by a company, that's all I know, called Verbin Industries. Never heard of it before. But apparently it was a plant for agricultural development. You know, whatever that really means. And their slogan was, "New food for a new world." Anyway, they made outrageous claims about a superfruit that was supposed to heal and feed the entire world. And shortly after they were founded, apparently there started being a lot of complaints about factory workers, farmhands from an orchard nearby that were going missing. Just all these people started going missing. I guess police did nothing, though. Yeah, police did nothing, and Verbin Industries, they basically paid for the town and the police salary, so that, you know, no one did anything about it. They were just getting away with whatever shit they were doing. And after a ton of reports, police finally decided to raid the building. And they found human teeth, hair, and other biological remains, but never any bodies. Which, that's alarming. I'm not too thrilled now to be here. But I guess on his trial date, Verbin vanished and was never heard from again. Anyway, the building was left for ruin until it was bought by the company that I work for, I guess. I'm still working. In the 1960s by Donald Best. And looking back into history, he was apparently really good friends with this Verbin, whoever he is, the guy that owned this, you know, Verbin Industries in this building. And I don't know that he or the company that I work for was necessarily doing anything, but it sounds kind of suspicious that, you know, Verbin was up to something. I mean, why would there be hair, teeth? Like, where does that come from? Where do the bodies go? What the fuck is going on? I just need some air. Ew. Hey, Chucky. Hey, Greg. I love you, boys. Merry Christmas. Sorry that I'm not there again. This is the last time, though. Next year, I'll be there with you guys. Man, I love you both so much. Thank you for putting up with me and understanding that Daddy has to work. My regular shift was always 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so all night, And man, as soon as the sun went down, I spent most of the time right in this room. I mean, you can see why. It's nicer. It's lit. It's close to the exit. The hell? Hello? What was that? Hello? Hello? I know I saw something. Is anybody there? It's a cold night tonight. So something that I've noticed in the past is when I've come out here to take out the trash, I've seen faces in the windows before. Specifically this one. Oh my. Okay. All right. I think what I need to do is take these keys. One of them has to get me into that room that I'm not supposed to go in. There's absolutely no reason I shouldn't be able to see what's in there. Okay. Try this one. I mean, for real. What's the worst thing that could happen? Nope. Nope. That key didn't work, but the door opened. The hell? There's just an entire empty pool in here. Caution tape everywhere. God. think I know why this room is locked. No one's been in here for a really long time. I can feel something in here. There's just something unnatural about this room. What's that noise? I can hear something coming from this room. The other side of this door. There's no handle. What the hell is this? Feel weird. But for some reason right now, I feel safe here. My goddamn tooth! My head. Yeah, Mr. Anderson. It's Jacob. I know it's Christmas Eve, but I was hoping that maybe Daniel could come finish the rest of my shift. No, something's just not right. I feel really lightheaded, and I might have blacked out. I don't know. No, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. I can work the rest of the shift. It's fine. Yes, sir. What the hell? Hello? 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 Someone there? Where's my gun? I'm just hearing things. I think I've always been hearing things. I'm pretty tired. I don't know what it is, but I smell something. It smells like it's coming from in here. It's this plant. Oh, God. I feel funny. I feel funny. These chairs are nice. I like these chairs. They look good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I can plant the fruit. Plant the fruit! I like the fruit. I like it a lot. Freak. I'll do it. I'll do what you say. Thank you. What was that?
My name is Ezekiel Vernon. I made a pact with Satan to gain power. In return, I must spread his disease. I have chosen this vessel. Tonight marks the beginning of blood for years to come. What the fuck? What just happened? Hello? It's this blood. Oh my god. I can see you. I see you.